life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could...
Hey, welcome back with the Gamer Wannabe. Today we're playing the Beginner's Guide. It's made by the same guy that did Stanley's Parable, which I intend to play relatively soon, but playing this first, even though that's out of order. Whatever. The Beginner's Guide is a narrative video game from Davey Wreden. Probably said that wrong. That's the creator of Stanley's Parable. It lasts about an hour and a half, has no traditional mechanics, no goals or objectives. Instead, it tells the story of a person struggling to deal with something they do not understand. That clarifies so much. Please make sure audio is on. Aye. WASD.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
All right.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Sounds like a plan.
It's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Oh, it got serious all of a sudden.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
That's
but ultimately,
unfortunate.
we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Who would have thought the universe had a bottom?
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
As all space stations would.
There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Ah, but I like mazes.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Mm-hmm. Pretty.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering a Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I mean, it's a video game, so it's easy to give up your life, but instant
Let me pause here
death.
for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
go to heaven?
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an
I was
important moment
even
for
on the
me,
right way to
because
the...
yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Are we in a Windows 95 maze simulator? What's up, Mano? The past was behind her.
So try walking backwards. Yep,
Okay.
in this game you can only walk backwards.
What? Past was behind her. Okay. You can never see what's...
So
But
it's a
the
short
future
and
could not be
relatively
seen.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Nothing here has become clear yet? But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Strength to what? To confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
What was she confronting? Okay, we just follow the path. Can't see where we're going. You are now entering the void. What are we entering?
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games.
Nonsense.
He would really only
in
talk
every
to me about his
direction.
work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Nonsense in every direction. Why are we going slow?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
When I press enter. Okay. Snazzy little apartment, or... Wait, what? A game of only posters and concepts art showing what the game is
A
intended
room
to
that's
be.
warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
First, reading an
Coda would
enemy's
often tell me
email.
that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You are a gate. What, did he just make a room to keep all his thoughts for other games?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
It's a puzzle? There's just... Ooh. Puzzle, huh? Can't get back up. I didn't click that.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going
Aha.
to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot. So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Yeah?
Now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
What the hell? Man got busy.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Just keep traveling on the way. You are now
Aha.
exiting.
So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Oh, what'd I miss? What did I miss? Can I restart level? How far back does that take me? The great and lovely desert. This is a desert. Is it snowy desert?
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Right.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay. Can I fall off of here? Yes, I can. Is there a destination we're trying to get to? What is that? What was that? I heard like a squeaking door open. Oh no! I hear it. Oh! Guess we gotta go this way? But I don't want to go in the jail cell. Don't have an option.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you
Wow,
don't
that's
mind, I
rough.
think we're gonna skip that.
So that'd be very
This is
rough.
something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Bunch of empty boxes. So we gotta go down. Oh, there's glass. Okay.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay.
there's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Alright. Hi.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay, but I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit. A little loud for me. Doesn't even seem any quieter. I mean, the menu sounds quieter. You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored boxes. Maybe they'll relate to the boxes? That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get there through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through a puzzle. I'd prefer not to... I mean, I don't have a reason to lie. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't see an issue going over there. I did solve it. No one told me how to solve it. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I do remember. So I'm going to go with 3. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be... Okay, I didn't want to read that. Okay. Grab me a screenshot. I guess we're done here. Or not. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle? Yes, do you want to know how I solved it? No, I've been right here this entire time. So, wait, first, okay, so they're imprisoned here. Should I be letting them out? I've been here the entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. I suggest you go see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Why would I Well, I know what happens if I solve it. I get to go through the other door. It's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that... Why do I bother trying to read anything?
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Let's hope so. April 2009. This game is connected to the intranet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Interesting. Nice room, not? How do you leave a note? Clicky clicky.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
How do you beat
This was
this
actually
game?
the first game of his that I ever played. This
No
was
point to
shortly after I
this.
met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like,
Ooh,
I have to be friends
holy
with this person.
shit.
In retrospect, I think I was probably
Can you
a bit
guys hear
too
me?
pushy, trying to get his
No.
attention. I was over enthusiastic, but he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Hello? That kind of sucks. I wanted
Feel free to skip
to
over
leave.
any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
I wanted to leave
Either way,
my own note.
To me, they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person
place
who's
makes me
filled with
sad.
thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a
I'm
game
king
that
of the
wasn't meant to be played.
world. How do I get up there?
But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get
The
to know
hell?
him better and actually kind of
I
connect.
just
with
saw a flying penguin. Let
him. I
me
have to
tell
be honest
you,
with you,
it
this
was the
idea
most
is really
majestic
seductive
thing
to me.
I
That
have
could
ever
just
seen.
play
I don't
someone's
feel
game
like
and
leaving
see the
because
voices in their
nothing
head
will ever
and get
be
to know
as
them better
majestic
and
as
have
that.
to do less of the messy
I never want to
in-person
see
socializing.
again. If
just
nothing
get to know
will
you through
ever
your
be
work.
be that beautiful
I think
again.
this is why I always
I'm
liked those
crying
games
now.
so much. is because it felt like they
and
let me have
plan
that connection.
on ripping
I
my
felt as
eyes
though
out, I
he was
must
inviting me
go
personally into his
now
world.
to do that.
And then I feel less lonely too.
What the hell? You feel less lonely now too? Well, I mean, that's good, right? I can assure you guaranteed that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. What sailors? Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. I refuse to believe. Butt ass butt. I need to go to the freaking bathroom. Recognize me, please. Said you could skip these. They don't. A free t-shirt. Holy crap. Need another side doorway. Why you so... Can I open this door? Someday I will meet the person who made this. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? That would be cool to have a game kind of like this, you know, where you just see the random messages people left. I am compelled to what? Jump? Stop, turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. I like misery. Garbage shapes. Cabbage shapes our nation. Hey, don't talk about me that way. Sorry, didn't mean to hurt your feelings, you snowflake. I need someone to talk to. Don't listen to the other notes. Yeah, I wasn't gonna talk to that other guy anyway. I hear voices. I hear whispers. Why are you half in the ground? Today I learned you cannot fall off. I learned that like in the first 2 seconds. Well done, all of you. Who are all of you? We will all die some... Okay. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Why would you spoil it for me? We're all here now. His terrible secret, he kept it well. What secret? I beat the game, congratulations.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult,
You
Coda
close
can
your
then place
eyes
this
and
puzzle
wish for it
that he
really
knows has a
bad.
reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay. Does this puzzle have a solution? Yes. Oh my god, I have been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer, answer please. The second door won't open. What do you mean?
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
There's no second switch, so if I locked myself in here, how would I get out? What do you mean there's no second switch? It's right here. Y'all are losers. How do you leave notes? The first thing I wanted to know. Why are you not doing... Oh, you're just in the dark. They're not saying anything. Are you there? Please say something. I can be any... Okay, you're going way too fast. Speak, 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 speak.
Okay, this one is
Orange
tough.
stars die
It's gonna
too.
kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I mean... Doesn't matter if you're a porn star. Everybody dies, right? It's gonna spin your wheels for a few minutes, okay? I really dig that wall. Same picture that was upstairs. Imagine having a house where you actually had to like walk through all this just to get to the bathroom or
See, like,
something.
this is it. The whole game.
What the-
And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture.
Well, the
And I don't
hallway
know
looked
why,
cool.
but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's
Okay.
version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? About a TV with surround sound, a refrigerator. Put a giant hole in the ground. In the center of the room. So here? It said put a hole in the... What? Okay, now what about the wall? Put a picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine. 12 stoves like... Those are not stoves. I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open it up, baby. I'm thinking 10 by 12 recess electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. Let's put a Tesla coil in each corner. I want the Tesla coil. It's not what I was thinking. I don't think it matters what we pick. And a table. You need a table. There's a table right here. Table. Supposed to be a hole in the ground. What the hell?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Is it a maze?
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape the prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. Okay. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to the prison. Okay. It's a weird Simon Says, I guess. Hey, we're all the way...
Of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done.
Was it something good?
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Prison's not actually in it. So it's his final prison game, but the prison isn't in it. Getting creepy all of a sudden. It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with the phone booth. Hello, who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yeah, I was in the future maze.
So this is what Coda wants.
Yep, I was the escape tutorial.
To share what's on his mind and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. I thought that was an interesting idea. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Why was there anything about it that you felt good about? I thought it was an interesting idea for a game. True, maybe I only like things once. I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable. I knew its limits. I knew my place. But don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom. Excited, it's the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing keeping me going. Excited doesn't really do it justice. Exactly, you have nothing you care about. Something to look forward to. You won't always have something that you care about as much as this. Just be that enthusiasm for a bit. Let it ooze into your flesh. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? I would have, but I didn't. No, I think I'm the first person. My nose is itchy. And can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? It's a simple request. That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just talk to me. It will make sense. Will it? I can't make that promise because I don't know. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here for as long as you need. Feels like a bad 911 operator.
Conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, if I believed him.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
But talking to myself, I mean, rarely do I get into an argument with myself.
Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a
Getting arguments with the other voices in my head, but well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Everyone knows lonesome hands make lonesome homes. Don't worry about me. I placed this nice. I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lonely homes make home loners? Are we cleaning this whole place? That's the story, little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. I promise you'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish up here? In the meantime, could you please clear the table? That was so easy. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Well, isn't there stuff over here? No clean that yet? Okay. Where's the bedroom? Wait. Bedroom. Is over here? Make the bed? God, I wish it was that easy. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed while you're in there? Why don't you straighten up the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Still crooked though, isn't it? Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. I mean, it's not that messy. All the little details matter. Is there anything else I can click on? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own house. I might have gotten some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all in a mess. Would you come out and straighten the pillows, please? Easy peasy. Oh dear. Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. It's easy. I feel compelled to share an incident, an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Extra cheesy. What? Can't tease me like that. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down the best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come clear these dishes off the table? Wait,
this
what?
house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with
I know that Coda
So
really
why
liked this
don't we be with the
Of all his
task
work,
at
actually,
hand?
this was the only one that he
Leave the
called
future
me up
chores
to ask me
to
to come
future.
over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom. Believe it or not, trust me on this. Tidying it up a bit. Earlier when I said I had really cheesy thoughts, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Hey, don't know why I felt so worried about saying that. There's a bit of truth. Anyway, so housekeeping, let's keep doing this. Books would please clean up the books, thanks. Gotcha. How much am I getting paid for this?
I'm
Oh
glad we
goodness,
made
these
this.
pillows over the
Glad we
couch are
found some
really
peace.
mess. Would you over straighten them up a bit? Can't have these folks coming home to a messy couch. Question. Yes?
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
But do I need to go to the door at the top of the hill? Hello?
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This
Items
one
you
gets
love
a
at
bit
members
goofy.
only. Why did you come here today? I've been asking myself that. Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No, you came here to become perfect. Nobody's perfect, buddy. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that? Going so fast. Selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it
About halfway through the
effortlessly.
game, the perspective shifts.
This is easy. This is so easy. Being perfect is effortless. What the hell is that? This is the key. How do I
And you
achieve
play
it?
as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their own dreams. Skull of Chaos, what's going on? Who are you? I can't. You said I could move around the classroom, but I can't go up the stairs? Well, let me tell you right now, if it is effortless, then this is not the answer. What? I'm purposely choosing the wrong answers. Maybe I should choose the yellow answers? You are tutoring yourself. Try to find the right solution for your life. You're not doing it right. I'm nobody. The stairs are not staring. Well, let me go. There is no truth. There is no path. Do what is easy. Do what is simple. Feel what is true. Is this the only person I'm talking to? Nothing. No one. Yeah, you're no one.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Can you explain the point of the big black hole thing?
This one took
Apparently
a lot
not.
longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Maybe not complex, but confusing like all the other ones? This feels like where you wouldn't go, so I kind of want to see what's over here. If anything. Can I go up the ladders? Hello? Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. What performance? In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are all at gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay. Good. Stay right there. I'm perfect for this. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is the one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello, sorry. I have to leave. Where's the bathroom? This is my one chance. Okay. Hello? Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. Well, how am I supposed to start a conversation? You need to actually converse with her, be a human being. She's not talking back. Do it again. I'm super, super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. How is that starting a conversation? I don't know her. How can I just... Okay, I like you. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment. But I would... What the hell? But I was convicted. Maybe it's that you need better feel for the setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. Okay. Happy, wise, successful, focused. How he talks like I say something and he says that's not what I said. Well, how am I supposed to know what he said? The stage suddenly became a ping pong machine. Yeah. You must have worked really hard to get where you're at. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you have had to make? You're messing it up all up again. What am I doing wrong? Am I supposed to... Oh, these play different tones. Do you not... Oh, I didn't have a chance to read that. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. The hell? Is it a bowling alley? Stepping back from the stage. Okay. Okay, yes, now
The
this
game
is
ends
working.
with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just
You're
becomes
doing
harder
great.
and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his game. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
I haven't
what
gotten
can you
that
do?
feeling at all.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Moby's chip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin. Keep your eyes closed. Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Oh, that's not good. I can't see anything. What's going on? Help, I'm
You
blind.
should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Someone turn the ship. There was a giant door. We're going to crash, aren't we? Be quiet, help find the shield. The shield, where's the shield? Where's the shield? Is there something to click on for the shield? Please someone talk to me. Please let someone please someone talk to me. The only What did this guy up here say? The only way to stop is to speak something that is honest. I am bursting with creative energy. Sure, creative energy. That's true. That's true. Come on. No, that isn't truthful. What? Wah, wah, wah. Something true. Okay, option. My work is always fun. Sure, let's go with that. No, that's not truthful. Fuck you. Option 2? 2? Okay, is there something over here? This just takes you... No. The only other option is 2.
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed to do this. On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level. You
Yeah?
have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing there, and
Uh-huh.
then select dialogue option number 2.
Yeah, I just figured that out.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
Yes,
First
it.
off, he's never
That's the
been this
truth.
explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, You know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Can't figure out how to say the thing. I haven't. You're doing it. It's working. Okay. I'm alone. I'm stuck in it. I have no idea what I should be saying here. We're gonna be okay. Sure we are. It's just a game, right?
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
More desperate? Hello, where am I? What is this? Where did this island come from? How do you get out of here? Hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I've been lost since I clicked play. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no, that can't be good. What happens? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Really don't know if it matters what answer you give. You're looking for a machine. I think I know where it is. It isn't far. Okay, cool.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression.
Can you help me solve this
And
puzzle?
yet still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
It's to keep pushing forward. I mean, if you don't have nothing to live for.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games
Here's
to
the
anyone.
puzzle. What do you think?
Not releasing them onto the internet. And so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet
Can
to
you tell me
ground
how it
himself on.
works? First you have to close the door. First you have to open the door. First you press the switch on the side. You correct? Yeah. First you press the switch on the side. No. I said that wrong. But we're not in the inside. First you open the door. Then you walk through. Now you have to close the first door. Open the first door. Now you have to press the switch on the inside. Yeah, you have to close the door, but you got to be on the inside when you do it. What's up, JP? Why is it white instead of black? Now just close the first... Already closed the first door. Now just open the first door. Now just press the switch here.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. it doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation.
But then
If
you're never
all of your
wrong.
anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Here we are. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. There's just words on the wall. Who's crying? I'm talking to the narrator. And JP and you. You have to say the game developer is simply a joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games is simple. Sure, making games is easy. Alright, making games is effortless. That is not true. Oh, am I breaking the wall? Feels wonderful, but it wasn't true. It's the narrator's I forgot his, what is his name? Davey Wreden. He's the guy that made the Stanley Parable game, which I'm gonna try to play later this week. This is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Keep saying that, don't worry about it, just keep talking, keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm so excited, enthusiastic, sure. That's wonderful!
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy.
Just never
I was
stop
watching him
creating.
do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I
Please,
used
where's
to
the
get
machine?
so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
He's telling a story about a friend of his that created these games. It always pays off eventually.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know
There's
how
no
else to
shame
explain
and no fear, no guilt.
I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Is this your friend?
But
Okay,
it didn't
never
stop.
mind.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
His friend is Coda, the one that made these games. You must be the guard. How you doing? Glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I'm interrogating a machine? I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Intend to be quick? Very good. Can I open the door? Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Awesome. Okay, I didn't want to read all that. What the? A little bit of press? Freaking called anyone and everyone. No comment. No comment. You must be the machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
So it's a nice looking machine. What is with all the sound? you stopped. You stopped feeling us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creation that any of us could make it through every day. How could you possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Why do you have to apologize to the press? Oh, apologize for leaving me. Yes, apologize for leaving me. Damn it. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen this thing. I have seen the things you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the... Okay, that's my only option apparently. Go apologize! Oh wait, I have to apologize? I thought the machine was going to apologize. Hello everybody, thank you for coming. I'll keep this short. How y'all doing? Y'all want to hear a joke? I'm famous. I apologize. Oh, I'm supposed to choose an option. My followers, yes. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a terrible revelation. The machine will not apologize to... Okay, so the machine is the one asking to apologize. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than I think we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. But I like playing games. Let us pay in retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. As long as you keep trying, you're not a failure. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Do we want to destroy the machine, or do we want to destroy what the machine has created? Destroy the machine. What the hell? Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, Would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
Maybe.
Confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh, but I like the way this place. I like this apartment. Why did I have to shoot it? Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions.
Uh-huh.
The great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ever get better at something until you learn to make better things, until you learn what not to make. Put down your weapon. I didn't click anything to pull out my weapon. I can't move.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good.
Trying to
that
help
I
your
am
friend.
Good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
But how did your friend feel?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Cool.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Why was it the last game he ever made? Or she? Or it? Is it a combination of all his games?
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it.
I can see that. The hell was
Except
that?
all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
This is so bad. You could have just made the walls visible. I like mazes. I thought it was going to be like on all these stairs that are...
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
So he really just expected people to randomly guess this code. Like there was no hints or anything anywhere. It was probably in the maze, you just couldn't see it.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
I appreciate it.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though, that was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And
Yeah, I've been curious about that. It's like random 3 dots on the walls every now and then.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
Sometimes people just gotta move on.
Where did I screw
Take a
up?
break. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my game. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. Well, that's kind of sad.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, But when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it
There are
actually
times
felt...
whether you think I am making these games
It felt
for
as though
you.
I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
There was an answer, a meaning. Would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Wait, I thought you said your friend added the lamppost.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process, right? You have your off days. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. This game has taken a turn. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people
I was
your
about
work,
to say,
but
you're just...
I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix
Something
it?
wrong
I
with
don't know.
everybody.
I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself.
Why are we
Please.
slowly moving?
I'm fading.
Oh, it's the wall. It's moving at me.
Okay.
I thought I was slowly moving. I was going to be crushed. Paula. There's no hands on the clock.
more, more love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Okay, figured a red door looked odd. Didn't expect it to open. Who's talking?
Solution.
Yes, what is the solution?
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Is this whole game a prison
Wouldn't have
game?
told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Mildly eerie.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Your internet failed. These all go to the same place?
What now?
You're the storyteller. How am I supposed to know what now?
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for.
So you're just gonna abandon me?
Just gonna... Okay.
It's not okay. So am I just left to wander the end of this game till the end of time? Or am I gonna get stuck in a prison game and I have to use what I learned to get out? was that? Long hallway? Oh, is that the power thing from the first part of the game? That, like, glitched out? Where you were asked to sacrifice yourself? And we're gonna glitch out again. Oh, I like mazes, but this would be a little beyond me. How long does this go on for? It's so creepy when things happen right when I say things.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave.
Project would not have been possible without the following individuals.
But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
That the end? Oh, okay. Well, that took a darkish twist from what I thought this game was gonna be, but kind of an I don't know if calling it an eye opener is the right thing. Makes you think. Think about others, how things affect others' feelings, how your thoughts and feelings would affect others, I guess. I feel like I understand this game in my head, but I don't know how to explain it in words. And I also feel like I have no words, but I liked it. I don't know what else to say about it. I liked it. It was different. Anyways, this the beginner guide from the same guy that did Stanley's Parable, which I plan to play Thursday. Because tomorrow I'm going to try to stream Fallout 3 again, and Friday I'm going to try to stream Fallout 3. If it'll work for me. It's a rather cantankerous game. Anyways, Mano, I'm Nobody, and JP, thanks for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I